And Embiid's not playing back-to-back games, so I mean, it would be crazy that Wemby's a better player than Embiid after this season.
Well, you don't have to worry about Embiid making any All-Pro teams because he's not going to meet the requirements, so you ain't got to worry about that.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean,
better than him.
Now, let's chill out on that.
Wemby could be better than Embiid after this season. I wouldn't be surprised.
Then that means so you think he can be better than Anthony Davis by the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely possible. Yeah, I mean he's a 7'5" guy shooting from three. I mean, what are you saying? I mean,
I don't think so, but I think Wemby being top 10 for sure is possible. But Embiid is a little bit.
Yeah, I think top 10 is possible. Yeah, no, Joel Embiid.
Is it Wemby gonna be more available than Joel?
Y'all
Embiid?
dudes, man.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be more available.
Crack the top 10? Holy shit!
I mean, I think it's probable. I mean, Steph Curry can decline. He's 50.
Okay.
KD and Bron both can't.
Sorry,
Dion. Sorry.
If you a GM though, after this season, you go pick Joel Embiid over Wemby. After this season,
they'll take Wemby now.
I hate those. Wemby is the most generational prospect I've seen in my lifetime. I'm taking him over anyone. That doesn't mean he's the best player in the league.
Right.
I think he could be better. Not the best. I don't think Joel Embiid's the best player in the league, but I feel like after this season, after Wemby get a little bit more, stuff under his belt, I truly believe he could be a better player than Joel Embiid. I mean, what does Joel Embiid bring to the table? I mean, Wemby could be a 30-point game scorer. Wemby's a better defender than Joel Embiid right now as we speak. I mean. On top of that, I feel like Wemby could be a better playmaker than Joel Embiid as well. So after this season, I wouldn't be surprised if Wemby's a better player than Joel, especially with the health reason too. I mean, Wemby will give me 70 games, 75+ games a season. I don't see Joel Embiid doing that. So we go see.
We do have to factor in the health. I don't know if I hate that. I don't know if I hate the health logic. I don't. But the jump that y'all dudes are talking about, jumping into the top 10 players in the NBA. He has to get substantially better in order to jump into the top 10
he has
players
to do
in the
his
game.
last 35
he was
games.
damn near playing at a top 10 level the last 2-3 months of the season.
Yeah, he has to do his last 35 games the whole season, and I would argue that he's the 10th.
Which means he's got to do that plus more to be a top 10 player. So
what he was doing.
What was he doing? Was he like 20? I think he was like 26 or 27, like 12.
Yes, but then 11, like 5.5 to 6. 3 and 2, and with a pretty sizable differential when on the court. And then on top of that, he was also hitting he had that crazy run, multiple games. He had a crazy run versus Denver. His defense is otherworldly. He's not the post defender that some other players are, but in terms of connected defense, playing off ball, gapping, switching, he was just doing all of it. And then Wemby, once he just figures out his he already has a very high confidence level, but once he figures out that he can basically interject his will almost at any point in time, and then also learning how to optimize his size versus bigger matchups instead of taking them to the post, hitting that key fade that you can hit over anybody, it's just going to be it's curtains.
He's going to have to.
How would Wemby look on the 76ers?
How would he look on the? Well, he'd look a lot better because he'd have more competent players. Not that there aren't competent players on San Antonio, but if we can rewind back to the top 10 players. So let's see: Joker, Giannis, Luka, Tatum, SGA, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, James, KD, Steph Curry. Let's see, who am I leaving out? Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, Bam Adebayo. Let's see.
I'm waiting to hear Kawhi.
I had Steph at 10, Jason Tatum at 9, AD at 8, LeBron at 7, and KD at 6. So that would be saying that he can be better than Steph by the end of next year.
I don't think Brunson's a better player than Wemby at all either. Right now, as we speak.
Sorry, Ox. De'Aaron Fox. Oh no, Domantas
Sabonis. Thank you, man.
There you go. Wemby's last 24 games, he averaged 24, 12, 5, and 4.5 blocks.
You say that one more time? 24, 12.
24, 12, 5, and 4.5 blocks.
That's Anthony Davis.
And that's
for the entire season.
That's better
Anthony
than
Davis. No, it's not. Anthony Davis averaged what? I think Anthony Davis averaged 24.
AD was 26 and 12, I think.
Yeah, that's Anthony Davis for the whole season.
How many rebounds and blocks, though?
No, 12 rebounds.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying. Not rebounds. How many assists and blocks?
He averaged about 3 assists and 2 blocks, I think.
I'm telling you
that's Anthony Davis for the whole season.
Hold on, no.
AD he was 25, 12.5, 3.5 assists, and 2.3 blocks. So
yeah, that's AD with more shot creation, More playmaking.
That's where I was going, Swiper. So I Wemby's going to have to be a better shot creator. He's going to have to be more involved in the offense. Them throwing him lobs, them throwing him the ball when it's necessary around the basket. Him defensively, he's going to have to look better. So I'll be interested to see him crack the top 10. I'm not as high as you guys are on him.
Did Luka crack the top 10 year 2?
Probably. If not, he
first
was,
team
he was right around
28, 7 and 28. Was that 28, 8 and 8? 29,
28,
8
and 8, something like that.
He was top 10 for sure.
I think that might have been his most rebounds he ever averaged.
That was the 1920 season.
Yep.
Yep.
Luka in 1920 was 29, 9.5, and 9 assists.
So that was almost 30, 10, and 10.
Yeah, if he didn't crack it during the season, he definitely cracked it during the postseason.
And just
if he didn't crack it during the postseason, going into year 3, he was 100% a top.
And just to be clear about this, too,
around there, yeah.
numbers aside, there's a very real place where Wemby's just a more impactful player than Luka on a possession by possession basis, even next year.
Year 2 versus year 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like,
he might just making sure that you didn't get taken out of context and people think you're saying he's better than Luka.
Yeah, I think just overall, like, who's impacting winning more? Yeah, Wemby, because he could
actually expect him to be. Swiper, I don't think that's crazy. The defense alone.
Well, it's even offense. It's like Luka.
I don't know.
Yeah. Luka.
So when I think about
like, can Wemby
when I think about Luka, I'm sorry,
offensive player. Can Wemby be a top offensive player next year?
Top 25.
So that goes from Jokic all the way to De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is probably like 17 to 22, maybe somewhere around that range. So then right after that would he
be a better offensive player than Zion?
How about this? Would he be a better offensive player than Jaylen Brown?
I want to say Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's been slandered on.
I don't hate the Zion logic.
Well, no, but the thing about Zion is Zion is an all-time finisher, though. That's the problem. Like, you're going to run into like
he's a little bit more versatile too. I think he's a little bit more. We can put him on the ball.
What if Wemby finishes at a similar rate as Zion?
The volume won't be.
It's
similar.
not going to happen. I know, but I'm saying, like, what if he like basically restricted area in is like godly? No, not godly.
I mean, was it not?
Wemby gives you other value outside just the restricted area too. He can stretch the floor. You've seen in the preseason, people were having a bite on his pump fakes. Mm-hmm. He's getting downhill too. And on top of that, and I know Zion runs the floor as well, but Wemby will run that floor. And the biggest thing for Wemby with me, which obviously his Spurs teammates aren't taking advantage of it, is him just as a vertical threat. Literally throw the ball in the air, and he's gonna go get it. Like that. Now, that is undervalued.
Wemby's gonna have like shooting nights where he had in the Olympics, where it's just gonna be like he's not hitting anything. But then the other side of that for the equation is Wemby, if he just learned how to use his size and his length, can also still give you like 20, 25 points just on the basis of knowing how to utilize his body. I think that's where the next step is. But if the thing is, if his shooting is there that night, chill, then
Well, he even stopped shooting mid-range.
I'm sorry.
He was what?
He even needs to stop shooting mid-range jump shots or get better at them. I don't know which one he's going to do, but he has to do one of these.
The second one is he's not going to stop shooting mid-range because that's going to be a part of the offense. The way that Boston uses KP, where they have him at the nail and they have him at the free throw line, that's the same thing that they're going to do with Wemby because you can utilize mismatches with that 100%. But and I know we got to move on, Ron, but this is a yes or no question, really quickly, guys.
Yes or no?
All of you guys, yes or no? In 2019, 2020, was Luka better than AD?
No.
Giannis?
No.
James?
No.
Harden?
No.
Joker?
1920? Well, this was like pre-playoff, maybe, but like I think Joker didn't take his. I
still don't got him.
I mean,
that 2020 regular season was a down.
Remember, that's when he's 19, like 9 and like 7.
If I read off the box score numbers, you're gonna say Luka clears.
Yeah, but
Luka was 21, 9, and 8. 21, 9, and 9. Jokic was 20, 10, and 7.
And it wasn't 20 either. It was 19.9.
It was 19.9, but
20.
Yeah, man, let's do this. And Luka was 4th in MVP. Jokic was 9th.
Yeah,
here's the thing, though. What were Jokic's percentages? I know his percentages were light years better than Luka's.
53% from the field, which isn't great for Jokic standards, and 31% from 3.
And remember, that's when he just entered.
Jokic was taking a bunch of mid-range jumpers this year. This was before Jokic decided he wanted to be the best floater guy of all time. So he was taking a bunch of mid-range jumpers. So his field goal percentage was lower.
That's when he entered the elite.
But it was still better than Luka's, though, right?
His field goal percentage and
but remember, this wasn't like aggressive Joker. This was Joker still doing that, like, I just want to like, hey, just be one of the guys, you know.
Luka was 46, 31. So he was like 5%.
But like I said, but once Joker went to the playoffs, that's when everything like changed. That's when Joker started. Yeah.
So in your guys' estimation, there's a conversation with Luka and Joker. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Conversation. Yeah.
How about Leonard?
No, he was not better than Kawhi Leonard.
How about Siakam?
Yes.
Paul?
No, not remember. At that point in time, Paul was still considered a top 10 player.
CP3?
He thinks it's Paul George.
No, Chris Paul.
1920 Paul George was that?
Well, Chris Paul. 19.
He's better than Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
He's better than Chris Paul.
You think he's better than Chris Paul? Okay.
No, but again, remember, it's not just the counting stats with Chris Paul. Chris Paul, like, was still one of the most impactful players in the league at that point.
Yes, he was. That Oklahoma City team was supposed to be garbage. He took them to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a conversation I'm saying.
Okay, so that's a conversation. Rudy.
Yes, he was better than Rudy at that point.
Jason Tatum.
Yes. Remember Tatum wasn't.
He was.
Tatum didn't get solidified top 15 until like 21.
But that 2020 year was the first year where Jason Tatum started making them pull up threes. I remember it was like January 2020 where Jason Tatum turned into like the best.
I just think Luka was more polished than him at that point.
Yeah, I think he was better than Tatum at that point.
He had a bigger role too.
How about buckets?
Yeah.
Jimmy didn't start his myth. Remember, the myth of Jimmy didn't start till the playoffs in that 2020 year.
Up until that point,
him and Luka.
I still don't think people had Luka better than Jimmy though.
I did.
At that point,
he was better than Jimmy. Yeah.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he's better than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, drink more water. That wasn't 1920. Russell Westbrook.
Yes,
he's better than Russ.
So I got so in your guys' estimation, I got 5 yeses, and I got 5 yeses, and I got 10. Let's have a conversation.
He was around the top 10.
Sounds like Luka was in that conversation.
Yeah, he was definitely in the conversation.
Who else was in that class? That was Luka. That was SGA, but he was nothing at this point.
Jalen Brunson was nothing at this point.
Jaren Jackson was just an idea at this point. Trae Young had been balling, but he wasn't until like that's another dude. Trae Young that second year was what? 27 and 10.
Oh yeah, you didn't say Dame.
Ron would know. Did I not say Damian Lillard? Yeah, Damian Lillard. I'm sorry. I didn't say Damian Lillard. I'm sorry. Damian Lillard.
I mean, Luka came in the league as like a top 5 passer. Though. I mean, that's especially that second year. I feel like he was already a top 5 passer in the league. I mean, who's a better passer than Luka in that second season in the league? I don't think there's 5 better passers than Luka at that time period.
Join way.